It's going to be, hopefully, a good one, Maxwell.
Brindy's left again.
Left
We'll try
again.
and get Brindy back in.
So I'll leave you to that. While the drivers
And his game's shut down.
get into the grid stop. Oh, that's not good at all. Here we go then. All the drivers are on the grid. And the 5 red lights are starting to come on. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers, and they're off quickly, and it looks like Mitzi's got caught out, and Paraquix has got a very good start indeed, and he's already alongside Mitzi as Mitzi goes to squeeze him to the inside, squeeze him very heavily as the Red Bulls go side by side. A little bit of contact maybe between those two, but Mitzi gets his elbows out, and he stays ahead as the 2 Red Bulls go side by side, and Race Roller has made a fast start and is ahead of his teammate and ahead of Riggs as Riggs drops down a position as well. As Riggs has a look around the outside, but switches back to the inside now, so maybe he's going to go around the outside of turn 5, but Dylan goes deep on the brakes and stays ahead for now as they're side by side in the background between Bezzers and Beast, and they're getting very close to each other as they're stuck behind Brindy's AI at the moment as Mitzi leads from Paraquix. Got his elbows out around the outside as Brindy is back in. And he'll want to join back as quick as possible. As Riggs looks close to Dylan, but not close enough on this occasion. As Benz has dropped back off the start as well. And he's going side by side at the moment with Raggy Utes. And he is down in 14th place. And Arbon has dropped to last place as well. So have a look at the tyres as Mitzi sets the fastest lap of this race. Ignore the timing screens. Mitzi is in the lead at the moment as he sets the fastest lap, and he's trying to pull clear of Paraquix in second, and he's got a decent gap at the moment, Maxwell.
Yep, obviously I didn't get to see too much of the opening lap there, just trying to get on board with getting Brindy back in the game. He's still got an X next to him, but he did say join the game. So I don't know if that is an issue. He is going quite slow. Ben's to get a penalty already there. And there's a bit of lag and glitching, but I think that is Brindy joining the game, and is getting red bars next to him, so I'll maybe monitor that on the Beast Assassin card for his connection. Quite surprised though, very, very clean it seems. No real contact at the back, no spinners in sector 2, so yeah, pretty clean, pretty solid so far.
Yeah, it is pretty solid, and Brindy's struggling at the moment. His car looks to be shaking a little bit, and people getting stuck behind him. Always, he's all over the track, and he's off, and it looks like YOLO Gamer's going to get past Brindy as well. And so Brindy losing a lot of positions at the moment. So we wait to see the gaps start to form, as it's about a second, and he's just trying to get out of DRS range is Mitzi. And he's pushing. He's only got 30% on his ERS left, so he's really pushing these opening couple of laps. And he's trying to force Para to come with him and use up some of his ERS as well. Has Mitzi done enough? Or will he miss out as Brindy drops down in more positions? He's getting out of the way.
I think he's got a bit of damage, or is it just caught it possibly? Because I did see something move. Maybe it was
yeah, he has got damage. So he's just getting out of the way. So he might also be doing the same thing that as well. So unfortunately for Brindy, looks like his race is over for now. We'll wait and see what happens.
Benz is round.
If he does. Oh, and Benz is out. As you can see, he's out there. Turn 8 on the exit. Turn 8 is a virtual safety car. What happened there, Maxwell?
Just basically too quick on the power of that place because known to catch a lot of people out, and I just saw the car whoop around. And I saw the spin, and then before I know it, just see him dropping down in the DNF. So it's caught a lot of people out over the weekend. Some people are very, very brave and go for it there. Some people like to be very cowardly there. I'll raise my hand to that one. But sometimes, especially in this division, it's a risk you do need to take. And unfortunately, it's put Benz out this race.
It has. We wait for it to go green. DRS is enabled. And everybody's respected the delta. We're underway. Yellow flag in all sectors at the moment. I'm not quite sure what's going on. And it's still yellow flags. So nobody can overtake. And we have got green flags now. So overtaking can start now if you are close enough. And Paraquix at the moment has got the DRS by about a couple of tenths in hand to go through the detection point here.
But I'm
He
doing a
will
new
have
set of
DRS in the pit stop behind everyone and then some. So at the moment he needs the full course caution,
Right,
or
he
he
needs an
doesn't
invite.
because he's left the session again. Looks like we'll just give him one more go. If not, I think that will be that. Unfortunately,
Oh, probably. Invite's been sent.
yeah, we'll give him another chance. If not, we can't invite him too many times. Yeah, Mitzi leads at the moment, and he has got a clear track ahead of him into his turn 1. But Paraquix behind him has got the DRS, and Mitzi is going to be under pressure from the cars behind. Riggs is just staying with this front pack at the moment on the second mark. DRS, and probably needs to use a little bit more ERS to try and catch back up, or has he not got enough pace, raw pace in him? He has gaps the other guys behind him.
Jib Jab's a wee bit out of shape there, coming around the long sweeping right hander. I don't know. The time I clocked it is basically the positions lost to both Raga and to Nicky. So that's saw the Alfa Romeo drop down to P14, just ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, and Arbon is just at the back of this train for P12 at the moment. There's still no change at the front. They've just got to bide their time. As Riggs has got to be careful here, he doesn't get detached from this front pack, and Mitzi's still pushing out front to try and gap Para as he's using his ERS on this straight. And here comes Race Roller, got very good straight line speed, but it's not going to be close enough going into turn 1. But yeah, Race Roller's got some very good straight line speed there.
YOLO Gamer sitting in AI for some reason. Keep an eye on that to see how long that lasts.
Interesting. Probably alarm goes caught a little bit right behind him, or it won't, as he just got past him.
Oh, and then YOLO Gamer is around.
There he is off in the gravel.
It's very strange,
Looks like
Mercs, on my end, because they seem to just kind of like have like a lag spike, and then Ghost went through him, and then literally after that was the spin. Very, very strange happening here at Spain.
Yeah, that was a bit odd. Does sound a bit odd to me, but we'll go again. Beast is catching Bezos for P6, and Ghost Colt is also catching Beast, so they're going to come up to each other. As Jib Jab and Nicky has gone off. Looks like he might have lost it, as he's on the mediums as well. But down the main straight, Paraquix is close enough now to go for a move for the lead. He's going to go to the inside, dummies to the outside, goes to the inside, and it's going to be side by side, and he is in the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix on lap 7. The McLaren is in front. Here comes Race Roller trying to have a look on Mitzi, but no, he backs out of it. But it is Para who makes a good move, and he's in the lead for now. And I did say Mitzi would struggle to stay in the lead for 33 laps, and it got to lap 7, and he's been overtaken. But he can stay in the DRS range and save up some ERS and attack later on in this race.
Just been following a couple of the battles further down the field there. Friedman's actually got a wee bit of decent pace about him behind Ghost Colt. He was just very unlucky, just coming out of the final chicane. The car was all over the place, but if he'd have kept within, if he'd have basically got the better exit, I think he could have made a potential move on Ghost getting into turn 1. So I'm going to keep an eye on this wee battle for a wee bit longer, as the gap is roughly half a second as they're approaching pretty much the final chicane.
Yeah, this Mitzi is about 9 tenths back, so it's going to be under pressure maybe from Race Roller behind. Race Roller's got a lot of ERS to play with, but Mitzi does have the DRS, and he goes a little bit defensive, and he used DRS to good effect. and stays ahead for now, as it is a battle for the lead that involves 5 drivers at the moment. And you can all see all 5 drivers as they are within 2 seconds of each other, 1.8 seconds of each other. It's very close at the moment. And Brindy says that he will retire. He'll join back and retire if he needs to. As his connection is...
I'll give him more if they can come in and make his decision from there. That'll be the third one that's been sent.
But yeah, so probably best for Brindy at this point if his connection is... Gray's obviously left a few times now. So unfortunate for Brindy boy, but he'll be back strong, I'm sure. As Freeman gets close again, and so does Jib Jab. But down the main straight we go again. As you can see the 5 drivers lying in wait, and it doesn't look like any moves are on offer at the moment, as they're all just going to bunch up.
Good though.
And have a look back.
Yep, Freeman takes P8. And Jib Jab also gets through into 11th.
So he does. And he gets up into 11th. 1 position off the points paying positions. And let's see what he can do. Can he attack V2, currently in 10th place?
I find it interesting as well, Merckx, that Bezos isn't really been able to claw much of that gap back on the top 5. I know obviously all of them would be DRS assisted, but the gap's kind of been quite steady, kind of 3.2, 3.3 seconds, so it'll be interesting to see if he can look to claw that back, but it seems to be just a wee bit of kind of gaps there. Beast out his DRS, and then Freeman out the DRS Beast as well. Also done our pitter there with YOLO Gamer, he's moved on to the soft tyres. But we'll find him behind Brindy Boy's AI.
Yes. Oh, and I think Dylan has gone off. And he's spun at the final corner. Oh, he's going to come back on track and hopefully not hit anyone. But that is a big shame for Dylan.
And V2 combat in the pits.
Yes, there's V2 pits, and it's going to try and recover some pace. Is Dylan, but a 5-man battle goes down to a 4-man battle. So we lose our first driver from that train, and Dylan is now down in 9th place in the Red Bull, and we'll need a spirited comeback if he's going to finish at least 5th place, which I think, based on his pace, he can get. But that is a big setback.
It was very slow pit stop for V2 combat. I didn't see a wing change, but I do know that you can sometimes get visual glitches where it doesn't show you the wing change, but they just sit in the pit box. So maybe possibly a damage, but he's moved on to the hard tyre, so he'll be hoping to take them to the end. Yeah,
he'll hope to do that. He should be able to do that from there, going for an early stop. Here's Power Quicks going through the chicane and round the final corner. As the intervals go away and they come back on. 0.6 is the gap. Is that enough for Mitzi to get past? Race Roller is really going for it here. And he's not going to get there in the end. Riggs is just hanging back. He doesn't want to get detached on this occasion. And he'll try. He's about 9/10 as Jib Jab sets the fastest lap of this race. And he's down in 10th place.
I don't know where that's came from, but it's happened. Look, a nice wee battle here between Raga and Arbon. Arbon has made the move, and I think Nicky's going to slide up the inside as well.
He has, and looks like Raga has washed out the understeer. As Jib Jab is right on the back now of Dylan, Dylan has regathered some pace, and he's catching up to Ghost Colt as Brindy retires in the pit lane. And will not take any further part. What can Mitzi do? When will they pit? Is the question. Who will blink first out of these front 4? As they will all go around again. I wonder if you're Riggs, do Do you go for the undercut? But I don't know. It wouldn't come out. It wouldn't really come out in a proper gap. I don't think.
Our worry is them coming out behind Brindy here. Thankfully, the volume, the Hasses took a very narrow line. Oh, it's on this. Oh, Bez has made it. Beast is to take evasive action.
I think he's gone off now. Eventually, as Nicky and Arbon side by side down towards turn 4, Arbon's going to try around the outside. He's going to get it around the outside. Nicky going for another move here, and he's going to still be side by side with Arbon as they get a bit of wheel banging and a bit of sideboard action. Still side by side into the next left-hander. Who's going to come out top? Nicky is going to swoop around the outside, and he is up into P11 in this race.
Feel Nicky had a bit more confidence going round there. I don't think Arbon was particularly confident with that line.
Not on the inside. That would have been tough on the inside as they all go around again, the front 4. But yeah, I do pose the question to Riggs, do you go for that undercut?
So it's a tough question to ask me because we're the safety car lap 10, but the first bit, your second person to go for it is Freeman.
Here comes Mitzi, and he's up into the lead, retakes the lead on lap 13. And he had enough to be side by side, and he's back ahead as a race rider has to watch on once again in 3rd place.
Jab pattern as well, which is a bit surprising considering his pace.
Had good pace, but maybe he's going to try and catch Dylan out. Maybe he can try and catch Ghost Colt out as they were both catching Ghost rapidly. But Mitzi leads once again in this race. As you can see, all 4 cars on this straight. Race Roller is going to try and go around the outside. Para goes defensive. But he is ahead for now, and he's putting the McLaren under pressure. And Race Roller has got some pace. He's regathered some pace after qualifying, and he's trying to exploit it. But he doesn't want to get too hasty, because one move going wrong now could end his battle for the win or the podium. They all carry on once again. As Mitzi leads, goes defensive on the straight, trying to break the toe. Only has 20% ERS. But here comes Para. He's gaining quite a lot here, but it looks like it's going to be too far back. He's going to run out of road, maybe another 100 metres, and he might have been alongside. But Mitzi stays ahead as we have more pit lane action, Maxwell.
Yep, Beast, Ghost Colt, Dylan and Nicky are all in the pits. Just to be fair, picked up on there, regarding the battery deployment, Roller is barely used any, and even there he was just getting towed along with DRS. Yes, he's sitting up at at the moment 89% battery. So I think he's just biding his time here and maybe waiting for the right time to make a move.
Yeah, probably why he's so fast on the straights. He's probably just burning some extra down the straight and then just not using it for the rest of the lap. He looks like he's got some pace in hand. So let's see how you use it. But will they come into the pits? Who's going to come into the pits? As the gaps are starting to form now. And there might just be probably a gap behind Arbon and Raga Ute as they all go around. Does anybody hop into the pits? Doesn't look. No, they all stay out once again.
There's the job. Hides one that pits.
As it does pits. Here comes Paraquicks and Race Roller. Is Race Roller going to have a go? No, he doesn't. He gets very close, but not close enough. As a YOLO Gamer picks up a time penalty. Race Roller is the man to watch as Arbon pits. And Raga Ute stays out. So the danger is if they pit, will they come out? Well, it's going to be touch and go. But they should clear Raga in the Aston Martin, just about.
That's the one they don't need to worry about. The gap was big enough to Bez's. The only thing that can maybe help Bez is the fact fresh tyres now, and obviously he's going to have clean air in front of him, but he's going to be under a bit of pressure from the likes of Beast, who's just a second behind, and then Freeman, who's within Beast's DRS as well. It'll be interesting to see how long they leave it before they could end up in a tricky position.
We'll see. Will they come into the pits this time round? Mitzi in the lead. What will he decide to do? Looks like he's going to stay out. Does anybody come in? They all go out again. They're setting good pace out front, so I don't think they need to. Only 2/10 off is Mitzi, but it looks like he's going to get overtaken quite easily here. And Parra goes back up into the lead of this race, goes deep into turn 1, but keeps the position. Mitzi's going to try and fight back around the outside of turn 3, but that's not going off. And Riggs has crashed and he's out of this race and has crashed at the exit of turn 2, and that is heartbreak for the Alpine man. And it's going to be a yellow flag. It's not going to be any sort of safety car just yet. And what a shame that is. And he was just in there biding his time. And on the exit of the second turn, he is out.
Missed all of that. But gutted to miss all that. V2 combat picks up a penalty there. That's a shame. Riggs was showing some really good pace there.
Another spinner, V2.
Oh, it's a spinner combat, yep.
V2 was spun at the same place, but not DNF'd. But that has gone. We had 5 drivers. Oh, okay. Well, we'll make sure we make sure you clip that, and we'll put that in so the stewards know. But at the moment, he's not going to score any points as it is. But here comes Race Roller in the slipstream. Mitzi goes defensive. They're all going to get very close here down towards turn 1 as they stay out another lap. We did have 5 drivers fighting for the lead. Then it went down to 4 when Dylan spun. And now it's down to 3 after Riggs has DNF'd. Race Roller is going to try down the inside of turn 4. No, Mitzi breaks late. And around the outside he goes. And stays ahead. Race Roller looking very aggressive. When he gets up to there, he's just not got the final finishing touches in the braking zone. But who is going to blink first? This front 3 then, as this seems to be the people who are going to finish on the podium, barring any sort of safety car late on that could change the pecking order.
Just keeping a look at the timing intervals there to see if Bezos would be able to claw enough back. I think it's about a 20-second pit stop here, because the gap to Bezos, I'd say, is probably into the 25 seconds for Paraquicks, so I think it would cover him quite easily. As Raga Ute is the form in the works effectively, but they'll carry on. We'll see what Raga does. Obviously, 20 seconds down the field from Race Roller.
Yes, so they all go down towards turn 1 again. 18 laps. 17 laps they've done on these medium tyres. Obviously fresh, as you mentioned before we started this race, so maybe that might have changed their strategy a little bit. We will wait and see. The last time Paraquicks and Mitzi fought for the lead, I believe, was Hungary season 4.
Oh, Beast
and
Bezos, very close. Bezos just manages to hold on, but they are going to fight round.
This Beast's going to have a chance back into turn 4. No, he backs out in the end, and Freeman watches on. It looks like Arbin and Nicky are going at it once again, and there's contact. There is contact. Just caught on the end of that as they locked wheels. Looks like they didn't give each other enough space, and then they met in the middle, and they both lost out because of that. But we'll go around again. Looks like Mitzi's tyres are just starting to struggle a little bit, but they are going to commit. By the looks of it, they're going to commit to this soft tyre strategy. Here comes Race Roller once again. Got plenty of ERS to use. He's burning it now. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he backs out in the end. He's just too far back. There's just not enough straight for him to use yet, Maxwell.
Yep, that seems to be a problem with Formula 1 cars in general.
Here he goes, going to try around the outside of turn 4. Is this going to be his chance to get ahead of him as he gets the almighty squeeze? And he's onto the grass, and he's going to lose out some time here, and he needs to regroup so he doesn't lose that ERS. It didn't quite just cut off on that one, but I'm sure Race Roller is probably going to have a few words under the helmet. And Yeah, we'll go again, but Mitzi's dropping off, and Para seems to have some good pace out front at the moment.
I think Nicky must have had some damage. I'll try and jump on his pit stop. He's in the pits. Yep, new front line. And he's jumping onto a fresh set of medium tyres. He's going to need a safety car to get himself back in contention for some points.
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned before, Paraquix and Mitzi fought for the win in Hungary a few seasons ago.
And Mitzi's blinked.
And Mitzi has blinked, so he's in the pit lane and should come out ahead of Raga in the Aston Martin. Williams pit garage all the way at the end. What tyres will he go onto? And it will be the hard compound tyres till the end of this race. 14 laps. And now the undercut is in full effect. Here comes Raga down the pit lane as Dylan sets the fastest lap. And Mitzi has judged that to perfection.
Dylan gets a pass as well.
He does get a pass. As it looks like Jib Jab has fell off the pace a little bit. And is 4 seconds back from this scrap. And Dylan is trying to get himself back into the fight for the top 4 it will be once Raga pits. Para then is still in the lead. And what can Midzi do? This will be touch and go between all 3 of these drivers. As Yolo Gamer sets the fastest lap, Para runs wide. As a race roller comes into the pit, so Para is going to maybe commit to that soft tyre strategy. Who knows? Race roller has blinks himself though, and it's going to put on the hard compound tyres to the end of this race. Where will he come out? Will he be behind? He should still be behind Mitzi if he's had a decent lap. It's going to be close.
Poor chicane there by Mitzi, lost him a little bit of time, but how quickly has he fired up those tyres? That's what's all going to come down to.
Here comes Mitzi down the straight. It's going to be close, but I think Race Roller might have just done it here. He's performed the overcut, and he's done it very well. And Race Roller is up into second place. And it's a very good pit stop and a very good in-lap from Race Roller. And he's going to try and push and press Para and let's see if he can put him under pressure. But Para leads at the moment and is one of 2 drivers yet to stop. Race Roller now in second place, overtaken Midzi with an overcut after Midzi pitted first and Race Roller pitted the lap later. Race Roller is catching Paraquix on this lap. So will Para pit? No, he stays out, so he's going to carry on. So it looks like he's going to do his own thing and maybe come back at Race Roller and Midzi with different tyres. It's going to be an exciting finish, I think, to this race, Maxwell.
Yeah, going to be fresh softs against fresh hards, I think, so that is going to open up. I think Raga might commit to that as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how those come down. Midzi just dropping a wee bit out of the DRS, the race road as well. It's kind of, he's on that threshold, so interesting to see just how long he can keep on the back of him.
Yeah, Race Roller's got some good pace now. And he's got some confidence as well after getting that overtake done out of the pit lane. Midzi is just struggling to keep up with the pace, but the battle for P4 once Ragu pits is going to be very good because it's going to go all the way down to Dylan. He's right on the cusp of DRS, and I think he'll probably end up getting it by the end of this lap, or not by the straight from turn 9 to turn 10. And he's on the cusp, and I think he is just going to miss out. Oh no, he does get DRS. He's in the detection point. So Dylan has joined in this fight for P4 in this race as Paraquix is in the pit lane on board with Race Roller as he's going through the final sector now. Paraquix, what tyres will he go on? And it is the soft compound tyres. So has Paraquix pulled a master stroke here and put on the good pace. Race Roller coming down the pit lane then. And it should be ahead with the undercut. It's going to be close between those two though, as they're going to go side by side through turn 1 out of the pit lane. It's going to be side by side through turn 1 now through turn 2. as Paraquix goes around the outside, now down the inside of turn 3, and he's going to stay ahead. And that is crucial for this race, as Paraquix has managed to keep the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix, as Mitzi 15 has picked up a time penalty, so that may see him out of contention for the race win, and he might have to settle for the podium. But Bezos is only 5 seconds behind. But how important is that Paraquix is ahead?
Absolutely
still in
vital.
This race.
And this is he has to bolt away now. Those softs do die off pretty quickly. I think Smoke's head has died off after 3 or 4. I felt mine personally died off about 6 laps in. Fair enough, it was on a heavier fuel load. They will go this amount of time. I took mine 10 lap quality laps, so I'll have no issues there. It's just whether or not he's going to get the prime performance out of him. That's all down to what he can abstract for the car. He's already dropped the stroller from DRS, so he's just got to keep pumping those laps in.
He is going to have to try, and Mitzi with the time penalty might may he rue that mistake of getting 3 warnings. But in behind, let's have a look. Mitzi's not catching just yet at the moment. Bezos now leads the train. Raga in the pits, he pitted for softs as well, and this is going to start heating up now, Maxwell. The battle for P4, best of the rest, you could say. But can Bezos hold on, or will Beast, Freeman or Dylan get the position?
He's done well to defend so far, Bezos. I've actually, well, you've been watching the battle at the front, been mostly on Freeman's onboard to get a better view of this, but it's been some good defending. There's been a few opportunities that Beast has tried to go for, and it's just had Bezos' best defence keeping him ahead, but a lot of pressure with obviously DRS being so powerful here, and the toe as well.
On board with Freeman as he gets a bit of understeer. Turn 9, a lock up on the front left, and yeah, just no way past at the moment. It's so hard to overtake in a TRS train. You're hoping for a mistake somewhere, but is it going to come? As Paraquix sets the fastest lap of this race, and I think he will probably end up with the fastest lap unless Raga can do something. Bezos picks up a 3-second time penalty, so Beast will really want to get past him now, as Bezos really has just run out of ERS, only 3% as he took it off before the braking zone, and Beast has made his way up into P4, and now he's going to try and use Bezos as a buffer maybe, and maybe if Beast has got some pace, can he close 2 seconds to Mitzi? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, that's the thing, we've not really got opportunity to see that because he spent most of the race behind Bezos, but he did claw him back over time, so maybe that Haas does have some speed behind it. The only issue is Mitzi would have the 6 lap old fresher tyres.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tall order, but you never know. Does he have a second wind on those tyres? We'll have to wait and see. Nicky has pit again for the softs, so he's going to go for fastest lap, yellow flag, and that is YOLO Gamer, who has spun off at turn 3.
Oh, Beast with a bit of a wobbly chicane. Oh, he's out of sorts there. I think this might be Bezos' chance if he can get quick on the power, get back into P4. Yep, looking very likely. Might even be Freeman taking Beast as well.
Here he comes, Freeman. Beast goes defensive. Is Freeman going to try for 2 for the price of 1? Bezos puts his car in the middle of the road. It's going to be side by side through turns 1 and 2. Who will come out on top? Freeman does come out on top for now, and he is up into P5, and it's a net P4 for Freeman on his first race back. But it isn't over just yet, as Dylan is right there and might just be the fastest of the lot of them.
And the good thing there as well, obviously, we did say Midzi did the obviously fresher tyres, but that battling has given him an extra second alone in that lap ahead of them. Also shout out to Paraquix, obviously jumping on those soft compounded tyres has stretched that gap to nearly 4 seconds. So when those tyres do die off, he is going to have a good bit of a gap for Race Roller to try and make up.
Yes, he does. He needs to just go for it and hope that he has enough tyres to hold on for what may be an onslaught from Race Roller at the end, as it'll be a battle between those two, with Mitzi having the time penalty to his name. Mitzi might make an impact on track, but unfortunately, with the time penalty at the moment, unless that changes, it looks like he's going to have to settle for P3 as Freeman goes down the inside of Bezos, and he is now up into P4. And
Beast has got a penalty.
Time penalty, yeah, he does. So it's only Dylan and Freeman now really battling, but Dylan has made a mistake somewhere and has dropped out of DRS. So it looks like Freeman is favourite for fourth place. Yellow flag in sector 2, and that is Nicky, who has retired from this session as a DNF. Is this going to be a late change to this race? Doesn't look like anything's going to come out from it. And no, we carry on. So no safety car or VSC, which would probably help. The VSC would have probably helped Para, because it would have given him some more time to kill. But he's still extending that gap out front. 4.8 seconds is the gap, and it is rising at the moment, almost 5 seconds. And he's putting in a great performance so far. Is Para.
I can just say that well best as within the DRS, if Freeman it does just say it's starting to extend away from Bezos, so I think that'll be a case of maybe the middle of the lap when the DRS isn't there, that's when Freeman can stretch maybe out of it. Obviously he's got a wee bit of relief off him with the fact that Bezos and Beast Assassin both have the penalty. He'll see that, and again he's aware of it. So it's probably going to make his finish to the end a little bit more stress-free.
Yes, and Dylan's going to have to try and make some moves. Let's have a look on board with the Red Bull driver. Can he get up into P4? I'm sure he will take P4. I'm sure he would have wanted a fight for the win, but he's not going to get that. It doesn't look like his teammate's even going to get that at the moment. The gap's now 5 seconds, and it seems like Para is going to have enough time to defend, but the tyres will start to go off very soon. But can Para win once again in the top division? It would be a long time coming for Paraquicks, but at the moment in the sun in Spain, it is the McLaren who is on top, and the other McLaren though is going defensive, is under pressure from Bezos and Beast and Dylan in behind, and they will still try. Even with the time penalty, they will still try and get ahead on track, just for pride. And obviously Bezos and Beast, if Beast can get past Bezos, he will finish ahead, because they were on the same penalties, I do believe. But not long to go in this race, and the gap is still over 5 seconds at the moment, and that is a lot of time to get in the last 4.5 laps of this race. It's going to need over a second a lap, is Race Roller, if he's going to try and win this race. And well, it depends on how much these soft tyres drop off, but it's all looking good at the moment for Paraquicks.
I still feel he's in a period where he's still extending. It's not by a lot, admittedly, but it's still giving him that big buffer. And as you say, it's probably going to be over a second a lap that Roller's going to have to try and gain back. So unless there is a very late safety car, which we could maybe get in the next lap or so, then I think we're looking at a Paraquicks victory here.
Okay, at the moment, it's going to have to take some serious tyre degradation for Para to sink back into Race Roller's vision at the moment. Probably just a speck in the distance at the moment on the straight. Is Paraquicks in the eyes of Race Roller from his Red Bull. As Dylan is still trying his best to get past. He's really close at the moment on the back of Beast. Just cannot find his way past in the DRS train. Maybe just hoping for a bit of a mistake. This is, as you were, classic Spain at the moment. Just cannot overtake. Even in the DRS, it's really hard to overtake. You need to be a lot faster and need to probably be about 6 tenths at the start of the straight to have a decent effort down towards turn 1. But it seems like Freeman's getting good exits from the chicane, and the gap is about 9 tenths going on to the straight, and Beast will defend or just weave and to get in the slipstream. Dylan's going to try, but I don't think he's going to get anywhere close. The gap out front still 5.1 seconds.
Yeah, I just was more up in the gap there, just through that full lap there. As Dylan has a little bit of wobble there, it's going to cost him some time. So you're probably talking maybe 2 tenths if you're lucky that Rachel took out a Para there. So I think for Para, it's just a case of no mistakes, just steer the car home nice and safe, and it should be good.
It should be good at the moment. The strategy has paid off so far. The mediums all the way to the softs, maybe aided by a lobby restart, but that doesn't matter. He won't care. Maybe he was going to do that strategy all along. Who knows? But at the moment, it looks like he is going to win here in Spain. And when he crosses the line, he'll have 2 laps to go around, and he's still extending the gap at the moment. The gap is now 5.4 as he crosses the line.
So we look at the battle for the final points paying position here. Let's get Arbon under a bit of pressure from Raga as Yolo Gamer takes the fastest lap. Even if Arbon let him by, with Raga having the much fresher tyres, I think the penalty situation would see Arbon pretty comfortable in P10 for Alfa Romeo. But I think there are places you'll maybe see as Jib Jab getting ahead of Ghost Colt and penalties. I think that'll be a pretty convincing 8th place for Jib Jab, and then obviously just if Dylan can stick to the train, then he should be looking at P5.
Yeah, he should do. Reggie picked up another time penalty, so yeah, he has gone, and he has overtaken Armin, but I think he knows that as long as he keeps it on the track, he will take that position. Because he doesn't have any penalties himself. So it looks like it's going to be 1 point coming Arbon's way in this race. But it is going to be 25. Not going to be 26 points, unfortunately, for Paraquix. During the game, and Nick's fastest lap away from him. I'm sure he'd be a little bit disappointed by that, but he doesn't let it distract him as he starts the final lap of this race. And for all the viewers in the chat, start getting your driver of the day votes in. Who is your driver of the day for this race? There is a few candidates for that, but it might just be one man who comes out on top.
You get the potential strategy call from Paraquix. You could have obviously Rachel or Midzi for strong performances. If you're looking for a places gained, Freeman is up 11 places from his starting place. We have a yellow flag at sector 3, and that is Ragayut. Right at the end there has spun at the chicane. And that will see Arbon pretty much comfortable now in 10th place.
But yeah, it's been a great performance from Paraquix as Raggy has stopped down at the final corner. Yes, he's got.
Those rears will be on fire.
Rears will be on fire, but I think one man has definitely been on fire, and that is Paraquix. Maxwell predicted him to win at the start.
Race Roller has gone.
Race Roller's crashed. Race Roller has crashed, and on the final lap, out of absolutely nowhere, but as it's crossing the line now, Paraquix wins the Spanish Grand Prix, and Midzi now is going to come home in second place as Race Roller crashes on the final lap on the exit of turn 12. And that is an absolute shock as Freeman's going to take the podium out of absolutely nowhere. And it is the double McLaren Pro. Dylan goes up into P4. It's heartbreak for one Red Bull, and it's only P4 in the end for Dylan. His good recovery drive in the end. Bezos finishes P5. Head of Beast in P6. Jib Jab P7. Ghost Colt will be P8 as he's crashed over the line. Arbon will finish P9 in the end, so an extra point for him. As V2 will take the point in P10. Raggy Ute and Yola Gamer have been laps, but Race Roller crashing on the final lap. Was not expecting that.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. I just saw the DNF, and then just when I saw the car, it was as Freeman went by. I just had visions of Seb Vettel at Hockenheim. Just wow, speechless.
So Freeman said he can't do an interview, unfortunately. So there you go.
Midseat and Paraquicks we're looking for, no problem.
But yeah, as Paraquicks was just about to finish it off, Race Roller was trying to steal his thunder almost. But yeah, that was incredibly odd that he lost it on the final lap. All he had to do, well, he didn't even have to take any risks in the end because he was going to get that position even if Mitzi overtook him. But he will take no points, and that is huge for the championship because he would have gained on Crispy, but instead he's not gained at all. So it's Paraquicks, Midseat Freeman on the podium as Maxwell has decided to depart the party. And then Dylan, Bezzers, Beast, Jib Jab, Ghost Colt, Arben, and V2 X Combat round out the points. You back in, Maxwell? Let's have a look. I can hear you now, yeah. Okay. Alright, mate. Thanks for commentating with me, and I'll commence the interviews in that case with the top two, as Freeman couldn't join us. So then Midseat, obviously you had a good battle with Para in the first stint, and then opted to go for the hards. Yeah, obviously getting the penalty as well didn't help. How do you feel about that race in the end?
Quite happy, to be honest. I haven't really been touching the game, if I'm honest. So yeah, I can't complain. I didn't even expect to get pole. So yeah, pace was really good. Obviously, there's a lot to improve on. Clearly, obviously, I didn't know the strat. So yeah, it felt good though. I mean, I felt really good in the first stint, but yeah, just tire wear got to me in the end. I can't really compete against. Well, obviously, might sound silly, but I can't really compete against ABS either. So it's what it is. But yeah, really happy with that against Spain. Oh, at Spain. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it was good. Obviously, you got second place in the end. Bit of luck going your way, I suppose. Maybe not used to that.
Yeah, about time. Can't believe it. I mean, I still unlucky for race roller, but I mean, I'm in the nicest way possible. I'm not bothered because I don't really get any luck. So
Yeah, obviously it is annoying for race roller, but you got to put yourself in that position to get that luck in the end, and you have to complete the race, have to complete 33 laps, and you didn't manage to do that. So well done on P2. And
yeah, I was just going to say shout out to Sarge and Panther as well, and a couple of the boys watching. Just for the help. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
Good. Well then, race winner once again, it's Paraquicks. And I'm pretty sure the last time you won Para, Mitzi was in second place. So maybe Mitzi's your lucky charm, who knows. Mitzi also had a time penalty, I'm pretty sure, that time as well. So there you go.
That lost me the race that time, yeah.
Yeah, I lost you the race that time. But it's still kind of the same. So basically, all you need to win is Mitzi to get a time penalty and finish second place. But I have to say, the strategy was absolutely perfect. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that drive at all. How would you sum that one up?
Pretty good. Pretty good battles. Obviously, my ABS helps me. Just gonna say it. I don't, it helps. So whatever. But I'm good at Spain. I know that from this game. So I did like one race before this. So I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, the last time was 2019, Hungary, last win. Also against Mitzi. So yeah, pretty nice. And my strategy was, yeah, I think if the lobby didn't restart, I couldn't do that strategy because my subs at the end were around 65%. So I think I would have pitted earlier. So yeah, I'm quite happy this win.
Yeah, another Dutch win today. Not too bad.
Yeah, too bad.
But yeah, well done on bringing in the big points for McLaren. And yeah, hopefully we'll see some more good results from you for the rest of the season. So congrats.
I hope I did Crispy proud, as he wasn't here.
I think you did Crispy proud. But that'll be that for Spain then. It is a great victory for Parra in the McLaren, and the McLaren team are looking very strong this season. But we will finish off there. Thanks to you all for watching, and we will see you next time for the lovely streets of Monte Carlo in Monaco, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of action there and a lot of safety cars and yellow flags. So pack your front wings, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.